But if you're like me, it's also going to really piss you off. I just, my whole day today, I was just in another place because of all this garbage. It just, at the end of the cabal is just a very tangled web of actions. And what happens is you really start looking back at all the years that the cabal's been in control. And it really pisses you off, pisses me off anyway. Especially when it comes to stuff like this, because you can see now, well, after tonight's live, what I think you're going to see is that you're going to it's going to become very clear to you that the ball of yarn is not only loose, but it is rapidly unwinding for the cabal and for the deep state. There's things that you're going to learn tonight that when you first heard them, you probably didn't see them that way. And why would you, right? I guess that's why people like me exist, and that's why I'm here to do what I'm doing, to try to give you guys man, I just can't wait to get it out of my mouth. So without further ado, why don't we do some shout outs real quick? Tell me where you guys are from, and then we could just get right into it, because I'm dying to get this out of my system. Magnolia, Texas, Beaver Creek, Ohio, South Carolina, Vegas, Surprise, Arizona, Lake something, Texas, I don't know, Whitehall, Pennsylvania, Little Rock, Arkansas, Carolina Shores, North Carolina, Gainesville, Florida, Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Chicago, Rochester, Kansas, Bolus, Missouri, Real Lake Falls, Tiflin, Ohio, Cape Coral, Florida, New Zealand, Canada. It's kind of like broad, right? Anchorage, Alaska. There we go. I love seeing stuff like that. Far, far away. Finkelsburg, Maryland, Grand Rapids, Spencer, Texas, Rochester, Kingwood, Jackson, Tennessee, Galveston, China. Good people in China. Don't believe what you hear. They're lying about that too. That guy just said the Silver Triangle, Ocala, Florida, Maricopa County, Arizona, Toronto, Homosassa, Florida. Not homo's ass. Definitely not that. But if you spell it the wrong way, it could be. And the guy that did it, he spelled it the wrong way the first time. Forget about it. Littleton, Colorado, Parker, Serbia. Really? Wow. Finger Lakes, New York. One more. Give me a good one. Baltimore. Let's end on that one, because I got a lot to say about Baltimore tonight. First and foremost, we're not going to have the greatest sound quality because the room that I'm in is ridiculously high, and hard floors and hard everything, hard surfaces in here, so the sound bounces quite a bit. That's number one. Number two, I'm in Havasu and I don't have any of my good equipment here. I am going to upgrade my equipment here. Just haven't been able to do that just yet. I'm only here for a short period of time, and honestly, I didn't think of it. But the next time I go live from Havasu, I'll have a very similar setup that I have back east. So sorry about the echo. Video quality is going to be mediocre too, but we could get the live in. We could do what we need to do, and go from there. So before I go any further, I want to let you guys know that I've been getting a lot of correspondence from you guys that basically tell me, hey, with all this stuff going on with silver and the breakout video that I just did the other night, cup and handle, that whole thing, people are really interested in rolling over their 401k. But the biggest thing that, and people are doing that, we've done hundreds of millions of rollovers of dollars worth of rollovers so far. And we continue to do so. You could do that if you currently have a 401k or an IRA. You could roll it over right now by going to goldquiz.com. The link is in the description. But more important than that, a lot of you guys are telling me, hey, we don't have a 401k or an IRA. So what do we do if we just have money in the bank? Can we get it in a 401k or an IRA? And the answer is yes. Now, I'm putting together a platform right now to be able to do that for you guys. It's going to take a little bit of time to put it together. I thought I was going to have it ready by tonight, but I do not. So we're going to skip over that for the first part of tonight. But if you guys do have cash in the bank or in a savings or in something that's not a 401k, I'm getting choked out here. There we go. Something that's not a 401k or an IRA, and you do want to put it in a 401k or an IRA that is backed by precious metals, we could do that. We just have to create an avenue for you to do that, and I'm doing that right now. So just hold off a little bit. Should have it done in a couple of days, and I'll let you guys know. The other thing is I put a poll out earlier today, and I asked you guys, how many of you have been told that you cannot roll over because you are under 59 and a half years old? And I'm just going to go look at the results of that real quick, because last time I checked, it was like 25% of you guys. And it got into the thousands, and the poll is still new. There's only been 11,000 votes so far. So yeah, some 2,500 of you have been told that you can't roll over because of your age. Well, that is a lie. That is a lie. If you are under 59 and a half, that doesn't matter at all. So whoever told you that, that is not accurate. Now, there are tax implications, and I'm not an accountant or a financial advisor, so when you do get with the right people on this, they'll explain it to you a little bit better than me. But there are tax implications if you're under 59 and a half, but that's only if you take a disbursement. That's not if you roll over. You could roll over and not take anything out, and there's no implication at all. So I think there's a lot of misinformation going on out there about this rollover process, and I am going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm going to make sure that you guys do have an avenue, because that's 2,500 people at least, and those numbers are probably way higher than that, because that's just a Telegram poll, and I don't have a lot of people on Telegram compared to my larger audience, which is obviously online. So people are lying to you because they do not want you to put your money in gold and silver. And that really bothers me, because if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But if somebody else is telling you that you can't do it, and that's what's making your decision, and they're lying, that really angers me. So we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that up. Like I said, I thought goldquiz.com was going to be ready for the new quiz tonight, but it's not. So just hold off on doing anything for another couple days, and I'm going to get you guys in with the right company that could answer those questions and make sure that you could do it right. If Gold Quiz told you that, I'm updating my vendors on Gold Quiz. By the way, guys, what I did with Gold Quiz was I partnered with several companies that do rollovers. Okay. So it's not just one company that you go to. I don't know if you guys know that or not. There's several on the quiz. It depends on your answers to the quiz. That's why there is a quiz to begin with. So the answers to the quiz determine what company you're going to go to. I've kind of spoke to all those vendors over the last few days here. And I said, hey, what about this? Because a lot of people are telling me they have this and they can't do this. Well, that company couldn't do it, but there's others that could. So what I'm doing now is I'm refining the quiz and actually adding other companies to the vendor list of the quiz to make sure that I could help all of you guys if it's something you want to do. You guys know this. I never make anyone do anything that they don't want to do. If you want to be in gold and silver with us, it's fine. If you don't want to be, that's fine too. I'm giving you an option, And if you want to exercise that option, that's all up to you. At the end of the day, no one really knows what the metals market's going to do. I don't. The vendors at Gold Quiz don't. Even Big Swear and some of the big time names that you guys have come to know over the years, they don't know either. So all we could do is look at the research, and we covered a great deal of the research the other night on my breakout live. If you haven't watched that yet, please do. It's going to answer a lot of your questions about gold and silver. And I think you're going to, be in a much better position to make a decision for yourself and your family after you watch that live. So please do that. But I'm refining Gold Quiz right now with an updated list of vendors and an updated list of questions. So if you do not have a 401k or an IRA right now, and you still want to be in a precious metals 401k or an IRA, we can make that happen. So just give me a couple days, and I'm going to set up the quiz properly, set up the vendors properly to give you guys that that option via goldquiz.com. Okay. People are saying something's wrong with Rumble. Let's see. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, Rumble's fine. If you're joining a little bit late, it could be because you're experiencing what was happening at first. Guys, just ignore these links that are in the chat. There's some spammers that are out in full force. I know it's going to be a very watched video. So you're going to see some links over in the chat. Do not click any link that's in the chat at all. There's no links that I'm going to be giving out tonight. These people that are spamming the Rumble chat room right now, they do not represent me. They have nothing to do with me. If you ever see somebody comment on one of your comments below the video on Rumble, and they're pretending to be me with some sort of weird long name with Phil Godlewski 6519232, that's not me, obviously. My username on Rumble is Phil Godlewski. No numbers, no letters. Other than that, no spaces, nothing. I know Q is probably down. I do know that. I forgot to send the guys at Q a message that I was going live tonight. Apparently I have to send the message every time I go live. So it's highly annoying. It should just work, but it doesn't. But they're working on it. They're going to get better over at Q as the time goes on. They're already getting a lot better. So if Q's not working, just hop over on Rumble. And if you are watching on Rumble, please hit that like button. It's a thumbs up button right down below the video. I like to do that because what we do is we show the disparagement between the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Thumbs down obviously are trolls and the haters that don't want you to listen to me. So trolls, make sure you hit the thumbs down button, but everybody else hit the thumbs up button. That doesn't give me anything monetarily, but it does help the algorithm, and it helps spread this channel to other users that are of a like mind as everyone else in our movement. I had some good news last week. I never really mentioned it during a live, but apparently I'm the #3 streamer in the world. That was cool. #3, I guess. Do I get an award or anything? I mean, I want an award. If there's an award, I want one. I like awards. I don't know, I looked at some charts. I posted it on Telegram, but it was cool. And it's not because of me. I don't determine if I'm #3 in the world. If I did, I'd be #1 in the world. It's true. If I got to determine it, I would be #1. But you guys determine that because of all the views that I get and because of all of the correspondence that we get on our videos and all of that kind of stuff. So I owe that to you guys. And #3 is just the beginning. I mean, we're just starting here. I know it seems like I've been around for a long time, doing this for almost 4 years now. But who's #1 and #2? Bongino, I think, was either 2 or 1. And man, I can't remember the other one. It's a guy that does lives every single day, though. So of course you're going to have views. when you do lives every single day. I mean, at most, what do I do at most? 3 or 4 lives a week at the most, in like the best possible time of the year. So I think I could blow these guys out of the water if I tried. Not that it's a competition, because what Dan Bongino does, and what other truthers of that caliber do, is just as important as what I do. He has obviously a larger audience and more views because of the things that he does, but we're all on the same team when it comes to that. I don't feel any competition. In fact, I barely even look at those numbers until somebody brings them to my attention. And when they do bring them to my attention, I think it's pretty cool. So I mention it on a live stream because, number one, I love to brag. And number two, I think it's a compliment to you guys. Joe Rogan. That was the other one. Joe Rogan. Yep. I don't know how I forgot Joe Rogan, but nonetheless. So thank you guys for that prestigious non-award that I never received. I appreciate that. And yeah, please ignore the spammers, the breaking news, the Biden family is down. These guys are, obviously it has nothing to do with me. Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about the last few days of current events. We're going to talk about the Baltimore ship, the Dolly. We're going to talk about the Dolly. We're going to talk about the Dolly. We're going to talk about how the Dolly actually shouldn't have been a surprise to too many people. And we're also going to talk about Diddy. If you think what's going on with Diddy is not relevant or doesn't necessarily relate to current events and our movement in any way, you are wrong. You're wrong. Somebody just said you're a 49ers fan, you're wearing a Dolphins hat. I don't wear hats to represent teams. I mean, sometimes I do, but I wear hats to coordinate with the outfit that I'm wearing. In this case, if you look at me right now, the orange in the hat as well as the green in the hat go with my tattoos, and the rest of the hat, the white and tan on the side and the black and the stripe that goes with my jersey. So I always coordinate the hat. It doesn't matter who's on it, unless it says like Joe Biden or Hunter Biden or something like that, and then I won't wear it. But I always try to, I know that's like really super strange to coordinate your wardrobe with your hat, but it is what I do. And I mean, if you want to think negatively about me because of that, you're more than welcome to do so. Because I don't care. Anyway, real quick news, and then we're going to hop into the live here. Nick Alvear is in a lot of trouble. I think you guys have known that already. But for those of you keeping up with the case, Nick Alvear's 21 days to respond to my defamation lawsuit in the Middle District of Pennsylvania has expired. It actually expired Sunday night. Monday afternoon, my attorneys put forth a group of filings. Some of them have been released, some of them have not. One of which was a restraining order to block Nick Alvear from posting about me at all on any of his platforms, social media, live stream, video, or anything. That motion is now with the court waiting to be ruled on. And we had a previous motion like this, I think it was last month in February, where the local judge in Pennsylvania actually ruled on it and denied it. There's a difference in the motions. The motion last month not only was in front of a local judge, was not in front of federal court, a federal judge, it was in front of a local judge. She denied it because you cannot stop someone from their First Amendment rights until the case is ruled on. So in other words, she said, I'll grant you the injunction, but you got to win your defamation case first. Well, that doesn't help me. Because what? It's going to go by 2 or 3 years. It's going to take that long to end the case. And I have to deal with all this for 2 or 3 years while that happens. So my attorneys are smart. They just got the hell out of local court and they went right to federal court. So now we're in the Middle District of Pennsylvania in federal court. And this time the motion that we filed is for safety concerns. Ever since Nick Alvear's release of his film and the abhorrent advertising that he did for the film and some of the things that he said about the film, we have received many, many threats. And it's not only threats to me, but it's also threats to my family, Carrie and her family, and people that are close to me. And these threats, I mean, the people that are doing it are so stupid because they think they could block a number and then we can't find them. So my attorneys just subpoenaed our phone companies, and we're going to find who the number was, and then we're going to find who that number went to, also through the phone company. So, but nonetheless, threats have been given, and we're taking them very seriously, obviously. And this injunction, when it's ruled upon by the judge, and now that Alvear hasn't defended the lawsuit, he's going to get ruled against at every corner. So the first thing that happens is the default gets entered by the court. There was an error in paperwork this morning. We filed for a default summary judgment, meaning once the accused doesn't defend themselves, in this case Alvear doesn't defend themselves, we file for a default judgment, which we're going to get. It'll probably happen today or tomorrow. And then after that, we move for a summary judgment, which means everything that he was charged with gets ruled in my favor. And then after that, it's damages. So that's probably all going to happen within the week. But he has flew past his 21 days that he had to defend against me. And you know what's ironic about this, guys? Somebody called me a pedophile and said I slept with a child. Okay. I said, no, I didn't. And I'll prove that I didn't. So I sued them. It's my right. It's my right to do that. It's my right to do that. I could say, you know what? I didn't do these things, so I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to prove that I didn't do it. So I sued Alvear and his company and his girlfriend. That's coming soon. Alpa will be added to the suit. But regardless of that, instead of manning up, like an individual who stands by his word as a journalist and who believes the things that he said about me, he ran. He ran like a little coward, like a little girl. He ran and refused to even file a defense against my lawsuit. He wanted no part of it whatsoever. He knew the lawsuit was coming. Not only did he get served in person, but his companies were served in other states, in Wyoming and California, and he ran. He ran away. All those things he said about me, all he had to do was stand by his word and go to court and be like, yeah, no, this is what I think. I think Phil actually did this. He ran, never even defended himself. Coward. Coward. I wanted to see him in court. I wanted him to defend. Every single day on Telegram, I gave a countdown. 21 days left, 17 days left, 12 days left, 3 days left, 1 day left. It went all the way to 0. And he never, ever even decided to file a defense. That goes to show you how little confidence he actually had in the words he was saying in the first place. And I got news for you. Nick and everybody else that wants to do the same thing, I'm going to come after you too. And I am going to get a judgment against you for anything you own. Nick, if it's your films, you better start deleting them now, but be careful because you had a preservation of evidence request sent to you. That white Mercedes, that'll be mine. You're never going to be able to have a bank account again. And that's fine. You want to say those things about me? I'll take the matter into my own hands and use the law for what it's worth because I didn't do those things and I could prove it. Script Keeper, Dr. Z, Alpa, you're on deck. Anyway, let's get into the live now. I want to show you guys some stuff. So let me get into presentation mode here real quick. Presentation. Share screen. I guess that's that one, right? Yep. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm down here. See me? Okay. First thing we're going to talk about tonight is the Baltimore Bridge. Okay, we all know by now, or we all should know by now, that a very large cargo ship hit one of the pillars of the bridge and it completely collapsed. And what I'm going to show you on the screen right now is a video of its collapse. So there's not much audio here, it's just video, but I want to show you some stuff while it's occurring. Let me just slide this up here a little bit. Here we go. All right, so I'll pause it right there already. You can see the power loss in the ship, right? So it turns to complete dark right around as soon as the video starts. And the timestamp is up top. You can see when it was 3:26:24 at about 1:24 Eastern time. Okay, you could see that it has power loss. But here's what's interesting. The ship does have power loss, but if the ship is going in a certain direction, in a power loss situation, the ship does not turn. You actually cannot turn the ship if the ship lost power. It's just how ships work. Okay, it's just going to keep going in the direction that it's going. The rudder's not going to turn. You're going to make an about face. Right now, you see where my cursor is. This ship is not going into this pillar. This ship is on a dead center course to go right underneath this bridge, right about where the play button is right here. Okay, so now it experiences power loss. Watch what happens after the power loss. Look at that ship making a turn. Quite amazing, right? Oh, what's that? Power's back on. Power's back on. Look at that. Only after about 15, 20 seconds, power's back on. Why? Why did the power come back on? If there was a massive power failure, why did it come back on? And you could say, well, it came back on, Phil. Okay, great. Came back on. So why didn't they turn the wheel? Why didn't they turn the wheel to get that ship going back to where it was supposed to go? Because what you see here, after I hit the play button again, is another power failure. And right before that power failure, while the lights are still on, that ship is turning hard right into that pillar of that bridge. Watch this. Look at that hard right. Smoke coming up. Why is the smoke coming up? Well, oh, there goes the power again. Smoke's coming up because it's trying to turn to the right so hard. It is purposely trying to hit that pillar. If the power went out on that ship, what you would see on the ship is the ship just going straight. Whatever direction it was pointed in from the beginning, it would be going straight. It wouldn't make this about face. It's not going to do that. It's not how it works. It's not how ship mechanisms work. It's just, and then the power goes out again. It's almost like the power came back on to make sure they were getting that pillar. They really wanted to hit the base of that bridge. They really wanted to hit it. Let's watch the rest. Power's off. They know they're going to hit it. They're going right at it. Oh, power came back on again. Hey guys, we going into it? Yeah, we're good. We're going to hit it dead on. Too late. Too late for what? Too late for what? Mission accomplished. That's what it was. It was mission accomplished. It wasn't too late. They weren't trying to save it. Mission accomplished. You hit it. You got it. Great job. You did what you were supposed to do. Let's watch it again from the beginning. No pauses this time. Here we go. Power's on. Power's off. Big right turn coming from the ship. Big right turn. Did we turn it enough, guys? I don't know. Let's turn the power back on and check. Nope. Hard right, hard right, hard right. They're going so hard right, they're emitting smoke. They're burning the engine so bad. Power came back on, checked they were okay. One last check to make sure they're hitting that bridge. Boom. So obviously, whoever made this video and put the emojis in there and the text on the bottom, they obviously think that, you know, this was an accident. I'm going to tell you right now, first of all, just based on this video alone, there's no way that's an accident, first of all. Second of all, I want to show you something else. Here's two pictures of two ships. You might recognize the name on the top of the first one. And then, of course, the second ship, that's the dolly. That's the dolly. That's the one that we saw go into that bridge, the base of that bridge. Boom. Hard right, hard right, hard right. Smoke starts going off from the engine room. Turn the power back on. We can't see if we're going the right way. Power on. Okay, yeah, we're good. Power off. Boom. And then the person that made the video said, oh no, it's too late. Guys, how much more obvious does it have to be that that was a purposeful encounter with the base of a bridge? And not only that, but for those of you that aren't familiar with how bridge construction works, there's usually one point in a bridge, usually one, sometimes two, but in a bridge of this size, probably just one. There's one point in a bridge you could hit to make the whole thing collapse, and it hit that exact point. And that's why the power kept going on, so they could have lights on the bridge coming up and they could hit it. Now, anybody could look at that video and form an opinion like I just did on the video, right? Anybody could do that. It's not hard to do that. Anybody could do that. However, what I want to show you next, hold on one second. This guy says, this Rumble troll over here says, this channel is a cesspool of idiots. Okay, great. You're definitely in the minority there, buddy. Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, though. Everybody's also entitled to ban people from their channel if they think that they are disrupting. So that's what I did. Thank you to my mods. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Carrie out there doing it. I know a couple of my mods are off tonight, so that's why I keep going over to look. But thank you, Carrie. All right, back to our thing here. It looks a lot like the Evergreen. The Evergreen, of course, is the ship that we found ran aground in the Suez Canal. This is about a year or two ago, if you remember. They look a lot alike. They especially look alike. Now, it's not the same ship, obviously, but they especially look alike in the sense that they're cargo ships, right? What was in the cargo? What was in the cargo? They haven't really talked about that yet, have they? Okay, because if you look at the dolly is said to transport heavy things like cars, automobiles, construction equipment, and stuff like that, right? I haven't seen any pictures of that stuff yet, have you? I did see some pictures, but they certainly weren't of like heavy equipment. I saw like clothing and stuff like that. I didn't see any bodies. Where was the dolly? This is just a question that you guys could research on your own. Where was the dolly before it hit the bridge? What was the last port the dolly was at before it hit the bridge? Where'd it come from? And where was it at before then? What else is interesting about those areas that it was in? Anything interesting about those areas that it was in before it hit the bridge? You think those cargo ships were empty? Let's go back real quick. Cargo containers, I should say. Let's go back real quick and look at the movement of this ship. This is a ship that is said to have vehicles and heavy construction equipment on it, right? Let's see how quick that ship made that about face right turn. We know it made it quick enough to make a billow of smoke come out from the smokestack, right? It probably blew the engine to smithereens. But let's see how quick a ship supposedly so heavy was able to maneuver that about face right turn, because it did it awful quickly, didn't it? Let's watch it again. It is going right now. You can see it already making a right turn before the power went out. Let's watch that again, actually. Well, we'll do it at the end. Look at that ship turning. Big ship with all that stuff on it. Power comes back on, still making that huge right turn. Thick smoke coming from it. Look at that right turn, that big, heavy ship, which was already pointed in the right direction to clear the bridge. All within a matter of, what's that timestamp up there? That stops at 1:28:01. 1:28:01. It's obviously AM, right? When did it start? 1:24. So that's about a 3.5 minute turn. from a ship so heavy that was already pointing in the right direction. I don't know if it was that heavy. I don't think it had those big things on there. I think it had some other things on there. Actually, I don't think it had anything at all on it. And when I say I think, it doesn't necessarily mean I don't know. That might not just be my opinion. Might not be my opinion. One more time. Let's watch it one more time. Big cargo ship. Look at that. It's already turning before the power went off. Why? You are on a perfect trajectory to go right here through that bridge. Right here. Look at that hard right turn. Do they think we're stupid? Come on. Jeepers. Oh, lights are out. We going in the right way? I don't know. We think we are. Turn the lights back on. Okay, they're back on. Boom. Yeah, we're good. Shut the lights off. Listen, it's a tragedy for the people of Baltimore. But if we watch one more time, how many cars are on the bridge? I see one car going. There's a couple more coming from the right. They speeded up here a little bit. Look at those cars. Looks like all the cars are off the bridge. There goes one more going there. Here comes one. Thick smoke coming. Those cars are going. Any cars on the bridge when it hits? There's one right there. Is it going to make it? Is it going to make it? Yep. Uh-oh, here come a couple. Are they going to make it? Yep. There's no cars on the bridge when the bridge collapsed. There were no cars on the bridge when the bridge collapsed. So we're just destroying infrastructure in Baltimore. Why? There's the Evergreen. There's the Dolly. Look at that. All those big containers with heavy equipment. Interesting, huh? You want to know something else interesting? Let's dive a little deeper, shall we? What was the name of the ship? It's something I put on Telegram. For you guys that aren't on Telegram yet, you really need to be. Telegram it's just another social media app. It's kind of like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, kind of like a mutation of all of those. But it's based on chat rooms. So I have my own chat room. It's private. Only I could post there. But I have another chat room too, which everybody goes to, right? That one has 50 or 60,000 subscribers and everybody talks all day long. It's an open chat room. Talk about what you want. We keep it private so other people can't join, but we open it up every now and then. If you're not on Telegram, you're missing stuff like this. Like this is a post that I made right after the ship hit. And an interesting thing that I said in this post was, what was the name of the ship? What was the name of the ship? Could the name have been changed just prior to or even after it was set to hit the bridge? Maybe, right? Could have changed the name. Was that ship that we saw hit the bridge even the Dolly? Was it even the Dolly? Was it something else? Was it a different ship that we just said was the Dolly? I don't know. What was the name of the ship? It was the Dolly. Could it have been changed? Maybe. Why this bridge? Lots of bridges. Lots of bridges in Baltimore. Why this one? Let's look at another video here. This is supposedly the debris field of the ship collapse. Let's take a look. Oh, certainly looks like the Dolly, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Wait, let's go back to that ship of the Dolly. Picture of the Dolly. Oh, well, if you look at this photo here, you can see right here, it's Dolly, right? And you see this thing right down here. And if you look at the contour of the ship, it looks like it's under this area right over here. It looks like a little bit of a drop off. The Dolly photo is not so much where it's painted up here towards the front, but kind of like mid front, like right around here. Look at that video. Oh, wait a second. Well, it's right there. We got like a little cross thing. All right, we'll keep that in mind. And there's the name. Okay, looks like it's above this little, looks like an exhaust vent of some sort there. Okay. Right under that exhaust vent, we got this little symbol. Okay. Oh, it's an anchor port. That's what that is. Kind of right up at the tip there, though, right? Here's the tip of the boat right there. There's the anchor. We're on the other side. Right? Yep, completely just wrapped right into that. Okay, I want to look at that photo one more time. Yeah, it's not the same boat. Sorry, it's just not the same boat. What do you want me to say? It's not the same boat. Look at the debris field picture and look at this photo. This boat is longer, much longer. This is a much longer boat. What are you telling me, that they took the word dolly and they moved it? They put it way up? Because really, honestly, this anchor port should be up here according to what we just saw, and this should be up here too. That's how close it is to the tip. Okay, it's not. Let's move back. Is it the same boat? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think so. Look at that dolly. Look at that right up there against it. I don't know. But let's say I'm wrong. Let's just say the name of the ship is Dolly. Okay. Like as in Salvatore Dali? Salvador Dali, the artist? Salvador Dali, the artist. And one of his most famous works is called The Broken Bridge and the Dream. Broken Bridge. Salvador Dali, The Broken Bridge. Wait, what? So wait, the name of the ship is the Dolly. D-A-L-I. You can spell it a couple ways, right? It's one of them if it's a name anyway. And Salvador Dali, very, very famous artist, right? I love his works, actually. Very famous artist, painted something called The Broken Bridge and the Dream. Dali, D-A-L-I. Okay, Broken Bridge. Got it. That probably is just a giant coincidence, right? And you know, this giant coincidence is in line with a lot of other coincidences. And when you look at those pictures, again, you know, man, that just doesn't look like the known photo we have of the Dolly. I'm sorry, this ship on the screen right now is a heck of a lot bigger than that one. It's a longer vessel. It's just much longer. Props to the team getting a ship that looked kind of like it. Where's the actual Dolly then? Where's the Dolly? And don't tell me it's in the harbor of Baltimore. So back to my original question, where was the Dolly supposed to be before it went into this bridge in Baltimore? You don't believe me, huh? You think that's the Dolly? You still think that's the Dolly, and this wreckage is from the Dolly. That's what you think? Okay, gotcha. Even though Salvador Dali, even though he painted a picture called the Broken Bridge, you still think, gotcha, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You could totally think that. Okay. So the other day, also on Telegram, this is another reason why I think it's important for you guys to get on Telegram. But the other day, this was the day before the bridge, the day before that we found out about the bridge. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was 325. I actually added the 325 in there. This is again on Telegram. Once we found out that P. Diddy, and by the way, we got much more on P. Diddy later in the show. Once we found out that P. Diddy was apparently jetting for Cape Verde because they don't have extradition out there. We'll talk about that in a minute. I put this post up on Telegram in regards to the report that you saw above about Cape Verde. This one is shocking to me. Shocking. This was just, if you look over here, 7:34 p.m. This is about, what's that? 5-6 hours, about 6 hours before the ship went into the bridge in Baltimore. Shocking. Now, there are times that I make typos. Yeah, everybody makes typos. Not everything could be a comm, right? I know you guys want everything to be calm, but not everything could always be calm at all times, right? So I posted this. Again, this is from my Telegram channel. For those of you not on Telegram, you really should be there. I posted, this one is shocking to me. Obviously, I meant shocking. If True Diddy has always been one of my favorite artists, I was not aware of his involvement in sex trafficking. I also don't have any confirmation about the above. Eyes on the... Okay. Shocking. Do we remember what Q said back in March 3rd, 2018? Do we remember that? Because I remember it. I remember it daily. Post 831 in the first quarter of Q's posts. It's like 4,000 posts from Q. More than that, actually. I think it approached 5 over time. Where we go one, we go all. Misspellings matter. Sentence formations matter. Misspellings matter. I'll be a son of a gun. So if misspellings matter and I were posting something that was purposely misspelled, let's just pretend. Okay, we're just going to play pretend. You know how you used to do when you were a kid? Or like Nick Albeer, he pretends that the law doesn't apply to him. Kind of like that. So let's just pretend for a moment that the misspelling that I did here was intentional. Can we pretend? Can you give me that? Can you give me that? Okay. Let's say that was intentional because Q tells us that misspellings matter. Okay. Shocking in simple gematria equals 95. Why does it equal 95? Well, you see it right there on your screen. S, first of all, simple gematria, the letters stand for numbers. Okay, so A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. You could actually see the C in shocking right there, or shocking in this case, represents 3, A, B, C, right? All the way up to Z, they're all assigned their own letters. It equals 95. Simple gematria. 95, shocking. Shocking. I didn't think it would be Diddy. I was shoiked. So shocking in simple gematria equals 95. What else equals 95? Well, it's time equals 95. Tuesday. Emergency. Does that... Shocking. Baltimore. Are both 95? Wait, when did I make that post? Hold on a second. I made that post on what day? Oh, the day before. The day before the bridge. 6 hours before the bridge, shocking. Misspellings matter. Shocking equals 95. But what the... How could... Now how... Oh, wait. I know what you're saying. That's coincidence. It's coincidence, Phil, because you're a grifter. I got you. Just coincidence. Yeah. Just like the coincidence that we had above, right? With the other thing? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. It's just coincidence. Wow, look at that. 1 day later. State of emergency due to the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. U.S. Coast Guard says container ship to Dolly hit the Baltimore Bridge. And then if we look at gematria, Baltimore in simple gematria is 95. And shocking is 95. Were we warned? Was that a warning? Or is that just a guess? I don't know. What are you looking at me for? How am I supposed to know? I'm just a grifter. I just grift. I can't even say it. It's so hard. Yeah. And then Baltimore comes out, huh? Interesting. Well, we go back a little bit. This is also from my Telegram. This is going all the way back to April 10, 2022. So we're almost 2 years. How many exact days is that? It's interesting. It's probably a weird number. I didn't really calculate it, but I'm sure you guys calculate it, right? How many days is that from 410 to 41022 to the day that the Dolly hit the bridge? Use tandem bridge. Record alpha. Slow, soft exit, beneficial. And third detour. That's probably has nothing to do with it at all. Those are just random things that I was just saying on a random day, right? Activate step 5, release random variable, slow device flipped, stow device flipped, slip onto rear data entry point. Rear data entry point, interesting. No request necessary, use tandem bridge. Slow, soft exit beneficial. Okay. Link, compromise intentionally. Conduct backflow to gain, reverse plus. What's hping 3? What does that mean? Anyone know? Accentuate delta over what? Zim? What's Zim? Beneath 0, Uber, % Bravo, insult salsa. Then skip, alter page 3 echo, endcoms. Oh, was this planned? Was this whole bridge thing planned? Did we know? Did we know this was going to happen? How could we have known? How could we have known? How would I have known? How would I have possibly known to put this? Oh, we'll get to Diddy in a minute. To put this, and then just a day prior to the bridge, misspell shocking as shoiking, and then reference misspellings matter, and then simple gematria is 95 for shoiking, and then Baltimore is also 95. Did we know? Did I know? Sometimes I just like to give you guys a little reassurance. Did I know exactly how that was going to go down? No. No pun intended with the go down thing. No, I did not know. But I knew something. I know something else too. So we're going to move on from the bridge right now. We're going to talk about something else. Okay? I'm going to talk about this guy. This one upset me today. And it's very rare in the last 4 years. Well, more than that, really. But it's very rare that a piece of intel pisses me off. This one did. This one really did. So the story, of course, is that Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. And Diddy is involved in pedophilia, and Diddy is running, and his sons are arrested, and there's tunnels and all this stuff. That's what they're telling you in the mainstream media, right? He's taken off to Cape Verde because they have no extradition. He's on his private jet. Yaddy, yaddy, poopity blue. Right? And for a short time yesterday, I thought that too. Because I didn't have prior intel on this one. So Carrie yesterday said to me, "We sure that's what's happening?" I'm like, "What? We sure what's happening?" Just the thing with Diddy. I'm like, "Well, it's being reported." And then I realized what I just said. I realized what I just said out of my own mouth. She asked me, "Are we sure that's really happening?" And my answer was, "Well, it's being reported." And halfway through the word reported, I said to myself, "What did you just say?" So I asked. Because I want to know. This one I want to know about. Something could be off here. And I didn't know about it. I don't know about all things. I know about some. I don't know about all. I wanted to know about this one. And I got the answer today. And I didn't like it. Let's watch a quick little video. This was from several years ago. You could tell the difference in Diddy then, and much younger Diddy. This is from quite a while ago. Let's see if I could turn this up. I don't know if you could hear it or not. If you can't, it's not a big deal. But here we go. Got some visitors, dog. Let's get up on out of here in a private jet on a private runway. Escaping some cars coming at them. That's probably a coincidence too, right? We got a lot of coincidences tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot of coincidences. You guys think Diddy's involved in pedophilia, huh? Did they get you? Do you believe that? Well, let's keep going. You might not like the answer to this one. And I'm about to lose it right now. I'm about to lose it. I get that. I'm getting that feeling again where it just angers me so much. But, you know, I reel it back because, again, it's the unwinding of the ball of yarn, right? It's not only loose, it's like coming off and it's burning as it comes off, right? So this is Diddy making a video for one of his very popular songs. I think this one was, can't remember what song this was, but they want us to believe right now that Diddy is involved in a sex trafficking pedophilia ring. And, you know, when we look back at some of the stuff that Diddy has posted in the back, this is just one of them. I could sit here and put up about 10 more that were just like this, where he referenced the raid on himself. But this is just one of them. So let's go on. First of all, let's paint the picture of recent Diddy. This is all recent years. This dude was not a political activist, right? This dude was a rapper, and he was a badass rapper. Bad Boy Records. You know, he's a billionaire. You know, he's the richest rapper ever. Not in terms of net worth, because there are others that are richer than him. Jay-Z is one. We're going to talk about him in a little while. Kanye is another. Kanye is also a rapper. Dr. Dre. But Dre made his money with beats. Made a lot of money in rapping too, but he made billions with beats. Kanye made his money in his clothing line primarily, also his records, but his clothing line primarily. Diddy made his money rapping. And then from rapping, he obviously went to Ciroc Vodka, Sean John, you know, where, but this guy was the cream of the crop in the rap industry. Cream of the crop. And then, of course, we see photos with an older, much heavier looking Diddy standing next to Barack Obama, right? They're painting the picture for us. Listen to this one. I got to move my mic for this one. I want you to hear what he says here.
You want to be the president of the United States? You call your man. Call MTV. We're going to give you a platform. We're going to give you a way to speak because you on to something, kid. Well, you on to something. You making sense to me. You got me. I am franchised. I'm not disenfranchised no more. And we're going to keep it nonpartisan, but we got to applaud when somebody's making sense. Because we've been all around, all over, speaking to politicians, and this is what we call real talk. This is what Pete. Now y'all understand why we're going to edit everybody else ass out and just going to get.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
You don't have to do this? Is that what he said? He don't have to do this? Oh, yes, he does. Now, interesting little tidbit there. Diddy, back, I think this was Obama's first term that he was running for, did a thing with MTV. It was called Rock the Vote. And Diddy's purpose for Rock the Vote and MTV's purpose for Rock the Vote was to get primarily the black voting community out and vote. They want people to vote. Whole big millions of dollars went into this Rock the Vote thing to get people out to vote. You know what the numbers ended up being? No one went. The numbers were lower that year than they were for all other years. Why? Because the election was rigged. So why is Diddy going out there, rock the vote, let's get the numbers, we want all the people to vote, everybody vote, let's vote, standing next to Obama? Why is Diddy doing that? Diddy is a record producer. Why are you getting involved in politics? You know? Look at how awkward Obama was. We're going to watch this one more time. Look at how awkward Obama was standing next to him. So glad Puff Daddy is doing this. He doesn't have to do it. Puff Daddy, he calls him. Back then, he probably was still Puff Daddy. Who knows? It was a long time ago. He's 100 names like Prince. But let's watch it one more time.
And I want to apologize for not sweating. But I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool. And I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We a t-shirt.
I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
The guy's good.
Man, every time Obama speaks and you look in the eyes while he's speaking, if you know Obama and you know what Obama did, you get this cringe feeling like the worst ever. I can't even describe it. So why would Diddy, a successful businessman, a successful rapper, and now went on from rapping and is producing, he has people, Young Jock. Remember Young Jock? The one that is going down, meet me in the mall. It's going down. Who remember? Did I just hear that song recently? I heard that song somewhere. Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Remember I made a big deal out of It's Going Down? Because everything went down the next day. Remember the down detector, Facebook, Instagram, everything went down except Twitter, of course. But remember that? Young Jock. You know who he sang for? What was that one line in the beginning of the song that Young Jock said? You guys hated that song. You're like, why are you playing this song? Why would you play rap? You always play Johnny Cash. We want more Johnny Cash. We want the guy that says, feel it still. Remember that? You guys gave me hella flack for that song. You didn't like it. Stop playing rap, Phil. I'm not going to tune in anymore. Yeah, right. You're here, aren't you? Why do you think I played that song? So that was Bad Boy Records. That was Young Jock who actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to have to put it up. Hold on a sec. Meet me in the trail. I'm going down. What's this say? I want to see what this says here. Need to be. Where's it at? Okay, Bad Boy Records, New York City. It's going down. Produced by Nitty. Oh, this is going to give me a hard time, isn't it? Because it's on here. I don't want to waste too much time with that. There's a section in the song that he says, they call me Nitty. Did he really say Nitty? Or did he say Diddy? I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with Diddy coming up in the news. I don't know. Maybe it didn't. Because I just griffed. So anyway, back to the main point that I was trying to make here. Why would Diddy, who was so successful, billionaire, start getting himself involved in politics? The one thing that could derail your career forever. You back the wrong horse, you say the wrong thing with cameras in your face, you're done. So why even bother? Why get involved with Rock the Vote and MTV? Why? He didn't need to do this. He didn't need publicity. Was he forced to? Absolutely. Absolutely, this man was forced to do it. Why? Why was he forced to get involved with politics? Even his own Rock the Vote thing and the millions of dollars that were spent by MTV, even his own Rock the Vote campaign didn't get people to vote because Democrats don't want people to vote. The more that vote, the more you have to commit fraud. We saw that with Trump, right, in 2020. So why is he involved with something like this? Look at how uncomfortable, you could just tell, I know it's a little blurry, but you could tell, look at how uncomfortable Obama is standing next to this guy. Obama does not want to be standing next to Diddy. We're going to play it one more time in full. Watch the whole awkwardness. Now, Diddy's good at pushing away the awkwardness. He's pretty good at that, but he's done that his whole life. Imagine what he's been through. He's been through The whole Tupac thing, by the way, we're going to talk about that soon. The whole Tupac thing, the whole Biggie thing, he's been through a lot, right? He's a rapper, came out that way. So he's been through a lot. So he's good at pushing away the awkwardness. Obama was not yet. This was a very young Obama. Let's watch this one more time and listen to it.
You want to be the president of the United States? You call your man. Call MTV. We're going to give you a platform. We're going to give you a way to speak because you on to something, kid.
Well,
you on to something. You making sense to me. You got me. I am franchised. I'm not disenfranchised no more. And we're going to keep it nonpartisan, but we got to applaud when somebody's making sense. Because we've been all around, all over, speaking to politicians, and this is what we call real talk. This is what people. Now y'all understand why we vote. We're going to edit everybody else ass out and just want to get.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Dad for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We a t-shirt.
I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
The guy's good.
Even Obama makes a reference there at the end to all of Diddy's designer clothes from Sean John. Why is this guy getting involved in politics? Why is Obama looking at him so awkwardly? That look that's on the screen right now, the one that's right here from Obama, right there. See it? A little blurry, but do you see what I see in that look? I see a look of distrust. Why would Obama distrust Diddy? If Diddy is coming out as this pedophile ring runner, sex trafficking, child molesting guy, why would Obama distrust him? Because that is a look right there of distrust. And it's not the only look that Obama had during this interview when looking at Diddy. Obama was not comfortable with Diddy. Why? If they're same team, I'm franchised. I'm not disenfranchised. What's with the distrust? That's the first thing that I noticed when watching this interview. It's not my hatred for Obama. It's not Diddy standing next to a Democrat trying to get people to vote Democrat. It's none of that. What's with that look of distrust? We're going to talk about that a little bit more. Let's move on. Here's another one from 2017. Interesting date there, September 15, 2017. Pretty sure it was right before Q started posting. Anyway, here is Diddy sitting with Obama again, right? This is obviously after Obama's 2 terms and into the Trump administration at this point, right? Diddy with Obama again. What look do we see on Diddy's face? You got to look at this stuff, guys. You got to look at it. You have to look at it. Let's zoom in. Shit, what happened there? There we go. Get out of there. Do you see that look on Diddy's face? What is that look? What am I doing? Hold on, guys. I don't know why this is pain in the ass. Look at that look. If that's not a I don't want to be here look, I don't know what is. What could they possibly be talking about in 2017? Think of the date, September 2017. This is going on a full year of Trump's term. What did Trump do in 2017? What did we talk about many times in this show? He did his world tour. As soon as he got in office. Inaugurated in January, boom, world tour. The capitulation tour. Why is Barack Obama meeting with Diddy in some sort of hotel suite? And why has Diddy got that look on his face? Why is Obama explaining anything to Diddy in this context on September 15, 2017? And if we look, this is posted by Diddy. This week was a great week. Shout out to the king, Barack Obama. Black excellence. What are they talking about? Diddy don't want to be there. He don't want to be there, does he? I don't think he does. Let's move on. Where'd that photo go? Hold on, guys. I'm missing a photo now. Let me get it back on the screen. Who are these three people? Who are these three people? And what on earth do they have to do with what we're talking about right now? Well, obviously one of them's Diddy, right? Who's that guy on the right? Is that Tupac? Pretty sure it is. That's Tupac Shakur, right? Who's that guy in the middle there, though? Who's that guy? Well, let me tell you who he is. His name is Keefe D. Dwayne Keefe D. Johnson. We're going to take a look at Keefe D. Let's take a look at him. Living suspect in 1996 drive-by shooting of Tupac Shakur, indicted in Las Vegas on murder charge. It's the last known photo of Tupac Shakur on the screen with Suge Knight looking all nervous. Suge was the driver. Prosecutors say a man was ordered in the 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur, was arrested. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis wasn't the gunman. You know what Keefe D said in this article? I'll post this article later on for you guys to read yourselves. I'm just kind of skimming through it right now. But do you know what Keefe D said in this article? And he's actually said it multiple times throughout the years. Do you know that Keefe D accuses Diddy of ordering the hit on Tupac? Do you know that? What was the date of that article? Let me get it real quick. That was September 29, 2023. So let me run a timeline here for you guys, okay? Follow me. It's September, this past September, an article came out that the last known living suspect in the killing of Tupac Shakur in 1996 was arrested. And in that arrest, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis suggested or said that he has evidence of P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, ordering the hit on Tupac Shakur. And he goes in, I'm gonna give you a little bit more too about the article. You can read it yourself later. But he goes in to say that Tupac was so pissed off that Biggie made a video that said, "Who shot you?" Because before Tupac was killed in 1996, we'll talk about that in a minute too. But before Tupac was killed in 1996, Big Papa made a song that said, "Who shot you?" He was shot prior in New York. Tupac went to New York City to meet with Biggie and other members of Bad Boy Records, which was Puff Daddy's production company. He went there, and while he was walking into the building to meet with Biggie and P. Diddy and the rest of them that were there, Tupac got shot, something like 13 times. Almost died, but didn't. while he was surviving, he actually ended up getting arrested for rape. He was in jail. And while he was in jail, Biggie made a song produced by P. Diddy, and it was called Who Shot Ya? Tupac lost his mind. Tupac thought that Biggie and Diddy were the ones responsible for his attempted murder in New York. Tupac then went out and made a song named Hit 'Em Up. And boy, did he rip him in that song. Parental language, parental consent advised. That was a bad one. That song got Tupac killed. But who ordered the hit on Tupac? Who set it up? Diddy did. You know who knew that Diddy set the hit up on Tupac? Eminem. Listen to some of Eminem's lyrics. He talks about Diddy ordering the hit on Tupac dozens of times in his songs. Dozens of times. And he always says at the end, you know, Diddy, I'm just playing with you. No, he ain't playing. Eminem knew. Diddy ordered the hit on Tupac. Why is that important? Because here's why it's important. It's important because they knew that he did it. They knew. The rap industry knew that Diddy ordered the hit, and it got to the cabal. And who were members of the cabal at that time? Let's see. Hey, Jay. 50 Cent getting a little trolling in here, huh? 50 Cent says, here's Jay-Z, last reported seen waving at Puffy's jet, LOL. Hey, Jay, you knew about Diddy ordering that hit, didn't you? You knew Diddy ordered the hit on Tupac, and what'd you do? You roped him in? You roped him in with your cabal people, and you said, you're ours now, otherwise you're going to jail for the rest of your life because we have the evidence on you? And what did you make him do? What'd you make Diddy do? You made him run your child pedophilia rings, didn't you, you scumbag? And what, now you think he's your fall guy? No, he's not your fall guy. You might think that now, but he's not. What's your net worth? I don't know why the images are doing this. $2.5 billion? What? How do you have a net worth of $2.5 billion? Because you didn't sell Beats to Apple like Dre did. Dre's got a net worth around there too, but he sold Beats. What'd you do? You had Rockefeller Records and you haven't made a record in how long? How you worth $2.5 billion? Oh, listen, I'm not criticizing anybody for being a billionaire. Trust me. Jay-Z, Eminem, white, black, I don't care. I'm going to be a billionaire. I know a lot of people don't like that either, but it's going to happen. If he built his wealth to that extreme, good for him. 2.5 billion though? Through rapping? In mostly the 90s? Because back then, money wasn't what it is now. So, you know, you could have a very lucrative rap career back in the 90s and only be worth like tens of millions. Where are you getting 2.5 billion? That's 999,999,000 times 2.5. 2.5 billion. Why is 50 Cent trolling you? What happened with this situation? So, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, produced a song called Who Shot Ya, sang by Big Papa himself. That song got on Tupac's nerves. Tupac went out and made a song, Hit 'Em Up. Diddy, specifically Diddy's mother, started getting death threats. And you know what Diddy did? He turned to his cousin in New York, who is now dead from cancer. But he turned to his cousin in New York and said, you know what? This guy's going to kill me because of that song. We need him taken out. Diddy ordered the hit on Tupac, and he executed it. Not himself, but he executed it. And ever since that time, Diddy has been a controlled puppet of the cabal. Why? Because Dwayne Keefe D. Davis told pretty much the whole rap industry. Eminem knew about it. 50 Cent knew about it. Guess who else knew about it? Oh, and by the way, this guy right here that's worth $2.5 billion. Yeah. Yep. He likes that symbolism. Loves it. He'll flash it. In fact, this article that I have on the screen right now, he was trying to trademark it. He wanted to take the Illuminati symbol and make it his own. That is the Illuminati symbol. Jay flashes it everywhere he goes. Want to know who else flashes it? His wife. She don't care. She's comfortable with that money. Give me that money, 2.5 bill. Give me that money. Give it to me. That's going to be a meme. Take it out of context, of course. These two, who were heavy Illuminati from the beginning. I mean, we're talking deep state cabal back into the 90s, before anybody even knew what that symbol meant. Jay would walk around flashing this symbol everywhere. Look, you think this guy, who's this? Reverend, I can't remember, Jackson? I don't know what his name is. Who cares? But this guy don't even know. He don't know what that means. He's like, oh, that's Jay's symbol. Yeah, let's flash it. Right? He don't know. You don't know, Jay-Z was so deep with the cabal, and he found out about Diddy, and he said, you know what? We got the goods. We got the goods on you, Diddy. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you get away with it. I talked to my peeps. Sharpton, that's his name. I talked to my peeps, and we're going to let that go. We're going to let that go. But here's what you need to do for us. Here's what you need to do for us, Diddy. You need to pose for pictures like this. You need to do interviews like this one. You need to sit in 2017 and let Obama tell you how we're restructuring the child sex trafficking ring because Trump's in office and he's alerting the world on his world tour what we're doing. So here's what you're going to do. We're going to put you in a $40 million mansion in LA, Diddy. And we're going to have tunnels under that mansion that go in various directions. That's how we're going to traffic until I should say, the dust settles. And when I say until the dust settles, it's probably going to be 2020 unless we could get Trump out of office sooner. And if we could, we're going to try. Trust me, we're going to impeach him. We're going to try his head of the NSA, Michael Flynn. We're going to charge him with treason. That's what was going on in this meeting. Diddy's sitting there like, I sell vodka. I don't. But nonetheless, Diddy, this is what you're going to do. And by the way, if you don't do it, we still know that you ordered the hit on Tupac. Yeah, we have all that. How do we know that you ordered the hit on Tupac? Well, because Dwayne Keefe D said so, number one. And number two, Jay-Z knows about it. And other rappers throw you in their songs about you ordering the hit. So we're going to release the evidence on that. You're going to go to jail for the rest of your life and lose everything you have. So we're going to seize all your assets. We're going to throw you in federal prison. And your family's going to be poor for the rest of their life. Flash those hand gestures. Flash them up there. Who else flashes those hand gestures? Anybody else we know? Why would anyone do this? Sitting down for an interview. Who does that? Who sits and does that? Look, I'm looking at the camera, making sure he's got the angle right. Diddy is controlled. Diddy has been controlled probably since right after the 1996 killing of Tupac Shakur. Diddy didn't kill him, but Diddy organized it. And they have evidence. The cabal has evidence against them. And what pisses me off the most about this is it's starting to give you a look into how the cabal operates. They get something on you, they exploit that something, and they control you. And they usually do it for the highest level of every industry. Paul McCartney, former Beatle, right? Diddy, mogul of the rap industry. Diddy has been controlled ever since probably before this. And I don't think it got into the pedophilia ring. Okay, so here's something I just want to address. I just happened to look down and see it in the chat. It says, no excuses, Diddy's bad. Okay. If they threatened to kill, torture, rape, sodomize, whatever you want to say, your family unless you cooperated, what would you do? What would you do? You going to stand firm? Listen, this is the cabal you're talking about. We're not talking about like your neighbor or like the trolls on Rumble. This is the cabal. And they say, this is what we know. This is how we know it. This is exactly what we're going to do unless you do exactly what we say forever. You're going to tell them no? First of all, you'd end up dead. Number one. Number two, your family would not only end up dead, they would end up raped, tortured, probably cut open into different, sections of their body right in front of you before they kill you. And you're saying, oh, no excuses? Okay. Well, that's a very ignorant, naive statement to make. No excuses. That's not an excuse. This guy's got kids. He's got a family. That's not an excuse? Because I guarantee that each and every one of you, with no way out, I guarantee each and every one of you would capitulate. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If they had the goods on you and they were capable of doing it, you would capitulate with anything to protect your family. Don't tell me you wouldn't. Don't tell me you wouldn't, because you're lying to yourself. There is no excuse for committing murder. I agree with that. What he did with the Tupac hit, that is inexcusable. He got himself into this position. He deserves to be the fall man. But I got news for you. This wasn't about Diddy fleeing. Those raids on Diddy's apartment or on Diddy's condos in LA and Miami the other day were supposed to end up with the murder of Diddy. I should say the killing of Diddy as he resisted. That's what was supposed to happen in those raids the other day. Diddy was not supposed to get off and leave the country. That wasn't supposed to happen. Diddy escaped. Now it's going to be interesting to see where the rest of these chips fall. Because I've been telling you guys all day yesterday on Telegram, I said, where is this guy? Where's he at? Where is she? Where are you at, Bonnie? Where are you at, Clyde? Where are you guys at? Are you somewhere? Where are you? Oh, Beyonce's family secretly left LA overnight following a series of rumors related to the Underworld video. Where are you guys going? Where are you going, Jay? Jay, where are you going? You want to flash us? Flash us your hand symbol again. Did you get that trademark, by the way, Jay? How about you, Bonnie? You want to flash us again in Super Bowl? Throw it in our face? Oh, now you're leaving? Where are you going? Where are you going? You go to Cape Verde, no extradition? What's going on? Oh, they didn't kill Diddy? What do you mean they didn't kill Diddy? He's supposed to be dead? Diddy was supposed to be dead because he resisted arrest by the feds? He came out shooting? Came out shooting at the feds, and what happened? He wasn't there? Did he get tipped off? Did Diddy get tipped off and flee before you guys could kill him? Is that what happened? And now what, Jay? You panicking? Because that looks like a face of panic, Jay. I can smell it in the dreads. Those things never smell good. Hey, B, where you going? You going in that plane? Getting out of there quick, huh? Why? Does Diddy have something on you guys? Is Diddy cutting a deal? Wait, let me guess. Hold on. Is Diddy now, after all of these years, he was supposed to be your fall guy. He was going to be the guy that ran the sex trafficking rings and the pedophilia and, oh, by the way, look, he killed Tupac. All of this was going to rain down on Diddy's head and his family, right? And we know it's true because he got in a shootout with the feds when they came to arrest him for it. But he got away, didn't he? He's alive today? Uh-oh. Well, that complicates things, doesn't it? If you nick out beer. Snort coke on a live stream and Diddy got away, huh? Did he know you were coming? Did he know? So he knew they were coming? He knew they were coming. Uh-oh. So the cabal isn't as... Geez, even the Justice Department can't even conduct a raid and do a murder. Imagine that. You're the Justice Department, right? And you have all these resources far and wide. And the cabal, the Biden administration, the cabal comes to you and says, hey, we got to take out this guy who's been working for us for a long time. We got to make it seem like he did what we were doing because we don't want our main people to be caught for this. Jay-Z, Beyonce, and wait until you see the names that come out now. You think Diddy's just sitting there and be like, yeah, no, those are my tunnels. Those are my tunnels. Mm-hmm. You don't think Diddy saw this coming? He made a video, a rap video, about him escaping on the runway from the feds. You don't think he knew this day was coming? You don't think he had his ear to the ground? I don't condone him ordering the hit on Tupac, but guess what? You know what? If someone was threatening your family like Tupac was threatening his, that was a bad thing back in the 90s, man. That whole East-West thing was bad. Bad business. Bad business. Do I think they should have wrote the song "Hit 'Em" or "Who Shot You"? No, it was stupid. It was the stupidest decision to ever make to write that song because, of course, Tupac is going to think that it was about him. And, of course, as soon as he gets out of jail, especially with the backing of Suge, they never thought he was getting out of jail. That's the thing. And then Suge Knight went and posted this huge bond and made a deal. Suge Knight controlled all of the cops back then, back in the 90s. He got him out of jail and then, boom, hit him up. Diddy got scared. Tupac started threatening Biggie, started threatening Tupac. Diddy's like, I don't know what to do. They're going to kill me. I don't know what to do. And he called his cousin in New York. Can't remember that guy's name. Oh, it'll come to me, I think. But he had a cousin in New York, and the cousin was really tied into the mob, really, really deep. And the cousin set up the hit on Tupac. And Diddy had to live with that since. But instead of living with it and only living with it, Diddy was captured by the cabal. Diddy was taken by the cabal and said, you know what? Now you work for us. Why did Tupac make songs that were called Machiavellian, this Illuminati, all in my body? Did Diddy kill one of their own? Did he order the hit on Tupac? And Tupac was Illuminati? And then they're like, you, now we got you, now you are ours. I mean, maybe. To put a little bow on this, what was supposed to happen the other day was you were supposed to be distracted by this bridge collapse in Baltimore. And this bridge collapse in Baltimore was supposed to distract you from what was actually happening with the murder of Sean P. Diddy Combs. But Diddy got ahead of it and escaped it. And he got away from it. And now he's talking. And some of you may not like this, but it's unfortunate. He will most likely get a deal. But in that deal, he will take down the whole ring. Just like other people in the past have taken down the ring of Hollywood, Diddy's about to take down the whole rap industry. And every single bad actor that there is. Because Diddy's not supposed to be alive today. The death anniversary of Diddy was supposed to be yesterday. Someone tipped him off. And he survived. Diddy, for probably a couple decades now, has been on the order of the cabal running sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, pedophilia rings. He's been the guy that's been doing it for them so they could reap the benefits of it, but they could keep their hands clean in terms of the exposure. It's how the cabal operates. It's what they do. It's why they are who they are. And he was always meant to be the fall guy. Why was Barack Obama so uncomfortable with Diddy in that interview that we saw? And not only that one, but others. Why was he so uncomfortable? Because Obama didn't trust him. Obama didn't trust him with such a large secret. We're trusting this guy who's sweating profusely, saying, we're trusting this guy with our pedophilia ring? Why is Obama meeting with Diddy in 2017? Well, because Trump's about to take the whole thing down, so they had to get on the same page. Diddy was their operative. Was he an operative, a willing operative? No. Diddy didn't want to be doing all that. He felt like he didn't have a choice. That's his choice to feel that way, guys. If it's your kids being tortured, mutilated, raped, whatever it is, murdered, or do what we say, I venture a guess that most of you are going to do what they say. And you could sit there and say, no, I wouldn't do it. Well, I don't believe you. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think you would. I think anyone would. And I think someone in Diddy's position, I definitely think they would. And not only do I think they would, they did. That's exactly what he did. That's why he did it. You think Diddy's the only one that was in this position, that got himself into this position? You think Diddy's the only one that was a controlled operative forced to be put in place? You think he's the only one that the cabal did this with? I got news for you. I'm going to drop a name at you. And when I say the name, you're going to see how Diddy's story that I just told resembles this other story, Jeffrey Epstein. Does it sound amazingly familiar? Epstein's put in a position and he's forced to do certain things for a certain industry. The Hollywood elites, the royals, the government. Epstein's doing it over here, right? Diddy's doing it over here for the rap industry. So we got these multiple different industries operating at the same time in the sex trafficking and child trafficking industry. You got Epstein running for the elites and the government officials, the Prince Andrews, the big time Hollywood guys. You got Epstein running over here, right? You got Diddy running over here. Who's running the rest? Who's running the sports world? You think athletes don't dive into this? Of course they do. You think that's coming out soon? Of course it is. Look at what they did with Epstein. They said, hey, haha, we got you. We got you, Jeffrey. But we're going to let you go. but now you work for us. And then when the time is right, they kill him. That's exactly what they were just about to do to Diddy. And it is exactly what they did to Epstein. It's so predictable, it's almost funny. And then I go back to yesterday or the day before, whenever Kerry said, "You sure that's what's happening with Diddy?" And I said, "Well, the news is report." And then I said, "Wait a minute. Hold on, my dog's barking." He'll stop in a minute. Kerry's out there like, "Shh." Hey, listen, guys, I'm reading some of the comments here while I'm waiting for the dog to shut up. I understand. You listen. You're free to say it's a moot point. Diddy is bad. That's fine. You could say that. I'm not even sitting here saying he's good. What I am saying is that what you are seeing is not the truth. Yet again, what you are seeing is not the truth. What happened? For example, let me just give you another example. What happened with Kobe? Kobe Bryant? He died in a helicopter crash right after he retired. It's pretty convenient, huh? You think they had something on Kobe? Kind of like they had on Epstein? Kind of like they had on Diddy? Listen, their whole world is crumbling down. Everything they did in years past is falling apart right at their footstep. Let me give you some clues, okay? If there is a key player in this global pedophilia, sex trafficking, child trafficking ring, and it's in a major industry, okay? The person who is running that industry is going to be, for example, if they're in the rap world, they're going to be one of the top earners in the industry, hence Jay-Z, hence Beyonce, hence Diddy. Diddy just turned out being the fall guy for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce kind of had a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever it's called. They had a buffer in between. So if this ever came back on them, they could say, "Oh no, that's Diddy. That ain't us." So they set it up a little bit different. But Epstein was one. Kobe could have very well been another one. But if there's more out there in any industry, for example, if it's the sports industry, it's going to be somebody who is getting really big contracts, who is winning lots and lots of world titles, who it seems as though their teams are winning, even though something seems rigged. Something there seems rigged. So start placing your bets on who that's going to be, because more names are coming. This is falling apart at a pace that I never saw. I never saw the cabal being dismantled like it is right now. Never saw it. This is at such an accelerated pace. It's beyond even my comprehension. And there are things that the cabal is trying to do, like, for example, commit murder on their fall guys and try to paint them like, "Oh, nope, that was on them. They did that." And then, by the way, they're not here to defend themselves anymore because they're dead. So they're trying to but it's not working. You see, they saw what happened with Epstein. They saw what happened possibly with Kobe. I don't know if that was a connection or not. I'm going to look into that a little further. But now the guys that are in the know, they're preparing themselves and they're making deals. And we don't truly want the Diddies, do we? Do we want Diddy or do we want Jay-Z and Beyonce? I want the ones who are actually there because they want to be there. Jay-Z and Beyoncés of the world, they want to be there. The Taylor Swifts, the Ellen DeGenereses, they choose to be there. Somebody like Epstein, Diddy, Kobe possibly, they don't want to be there. They're just being forced because somebody's got something on them. A little amazing that Ellen DeGeneres flew to the top of the talk show world. Isn't that amazing? She was having a hard time getting a job because she came out as a lesbian actress and whatever. And then boom, Ellen every day. Ellen. And all the pedophiles go to her show, right? Pretty interesting how Taylor Swift, who honestly has an average voice at best, just top of the world. The Eras Tour, holy moly. It seems like whoever is top of their industry is put there and set to excel because they're doing something for the cabal. And now what we're witnessing is the most beautiful thing that we've ever witnessed. We're witnessing them all single-handedly in strategic fashion get exposed. There's more. There's many more names. Oh, by the way, remember those names that were never released off the Epstein list? Remember how all the names came out? We were all so happy about all the names coming out. Everybody's giddy, but there were some of them that were feared. They feared for their lives. They feared for their safety. They didn't want to, remember those names? Some of them are in the news. And there's going to be some more. All right, guys, that'll do it for tonight's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you understood everything that we went through tonight. If you are watching this video on Rumble, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not registered on Rumble, you should be because it's free. Please follow the channel. That's free too. Give it a thumbs up. Let's help the algorithm with the video. I'm almost on 2 million thumbs ups from registered users on Rumble. So please, if you're watching on Rumble, give it a thumbs up. Even if you're not watching on Rumble, head over to Rumble and give it a thumbs up. That always helps.